You can have your say by picking up the phone 0371 722 334. This is on the back of Henry Winter, the Times chief football writer, who we love dearly. He put this on Twitter. He said, at some point, officials are going to have to discuss whether they are prepared to protect players like Bukayo Saka. Mm-hmm. There are lots of other players. I'm sure you saw Wilfried Zaha, excuse me.
Yeah, he gets it all the time, doesn't he?
All the time, 4 or 5 challenges. You tell me, are referees not protecting these players enough because they're always going down, and sometimes the referee will be like, just get up? Because they are all these players. I don't know what it is with wide players, but they seem to be getting it a lot more than any other player, any other position on the pitch. Jack Grealish, of course, gets it all the time. Raheem Sterling gets it all the time. Mohamed Salah gets it. He's bouncing off players. Anthony, Rashford. These are all players that play.
My only thing is, and yes, there could be a little bit more protection, but I'll take Mo Salah. Like, he's durable. People are literally kicking lumps out of him, and he doesn't go down easily. Do you know what I mean? He stays up, he's strong. But some of the challenges we're seeing in players rolling around, that's why a lot of the players are not getting the protection they probably want, because you look at most challenges in the Premier League now, any little bit of contact where they're a little bit late, all the rolling around and holding their foot, and then the moment the ref gives the foul, then they pop back up and they're all right. That's why they're not getting protection, because, I mean, Jack, again, for instance, I know a lot of the time he does get kicked a lot, but there are times as well where he goes down very easily, and maybe that's why referees are like, well, hold on a second here. Like, I can't give you a foul every single time, because sometimes contact's so minimal.
So do you think if someone like, I don't know, Dan Burn, right? If he is involved in a challenge and goes down, the referee's more likely to give him a free kick and punish the person responsible for it, because he knows that Dan Burn isn't one that week in, week in keeps going. Or do you think a player that you've just mentioned, the wide players, should get more protection?
Yeah, but there's a fine line between more protection and then every little bit of contact just going down. Because, yes, there are challenges where you think, oh, that's a foul. But also as well, they're not challenges like they were 10 years ago, where they can get away with a lot more, where they can kick lumps at you. But I think sometimes in the referees, it's kind of torn, because at times they probably think, oh, is that a foul? Because every single time there's a little bit of contact or someone's a bit late and they roll around, let out that scream, referees all of a sudden are like, well, hold on, it's not the same every single challenge. So, yeah, maybe some players deserve a little bit more protection, but I think on the whole, I just think it's a very, very difficult job now.
Do you think defenders are less likely to put a challenge in because they know that these players go down sometimes a little bit too easy?
Well, do you know what? When you watch defenders against Jack, the first couple, they'll give him maybe a little bit of a dig and they'll get a foul against them. And then you watch it sometimes, after a while, then they don't go near him because they just know every time they put a hand on him, he goes down and he gets a foul. So I think at times it's quite clever from Jack. Yeah. Because he's buying himself time, he's taking the contact, and then he knows he's going to get to a point, they're going to get booked, or something's going to happen, and then he's got you exactly where you want.
But I don't want to make this about Jack Grealish. I'm just talking about players.
I think he's one of the most fouled in the league.
Yeah, but there's a reason for that, right? Because he holds onto the ball really well, and he plays with the ball close to his feet. Yeah. And he's got his back, or not usually, but sometimes he's got his back to a defender, holding up the play. So that's to be expected.
But they're not really clattering him. But whereas you look at some of the contact Saka takes, because he's so strong and uses his body, they're literally kicking in, they're grabbing him, and because he's trying to be honest and stand on his feet, he's probably not getting as many fouls as Jack is.
But are they fouls? So for argument's sake, the ones where they get a little nick and they go down, right? If that's in a penalty area, is that a penalty?
Well, it depends what the challenge is. Because, again, it's contact. Because if you're flying at full pelt, and these guys are quick, they're athletic, even minimal contact, you're going to go over because you just can't stay up. But there are times where, come on, little graze of the foot. Like Keeview, example, against Brighton. He goes down, stays down, holding his foot. That's not enough for you to hold your foot. Defend first. Worry about your foot later.
Okay, so I want to take calls in it, right? Do you think, if you were to draw a line under it, do you think that those type of players should get more protection from refs or not?
Well, no, I just think everyone is entitled to their own. The referee, I think no one should get special treatment. Field. Yeah, should be 100%. But at times it's incredibly difficult for referees because players go down so easy now.
Let's go to the phone lines, find out what you think. 03717 22 Tommy's first up. Hello, Tommy.
Hello, Benny. Hello, Goldstein. How are you guys?
It's the other way round, remember that?
Do you know what? When I said it didn't sound right.
I'm only playing. How are you, Tommy? You right? You had a good weekend?
Yeah, good weekend, working hard, but enjoying the sunshine.
Are you excited about, I mean, it's just a question of when it's announced, not if now with Pochettino, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is a call for another day, but I'm not a fan, if I'm being honest. Okay. Should we do that?
Well, I tell you what, I think it's going to be, it could be announced today at some stage, maybe even tomorrow morning. If it is, we're going to do it on tomorrow's show, so call back then.
100%. Let's do it.
Go on then, Tom. What's your view on whether or not flair, I call them flair players, get enough protection?
Yeah, a minute ago, Benty, I don't know if you meant to, but you said Salah gets lumps kicked out of him. Well, I think this day and age, no players get lumps kicked out of them. I think not. I don't know the stats, but I'd like to say 70-80% of injuries these days are landings, they're twists, they're them sort of freak injuries. And I think, if anything, these players, the Sakas, I remember Hazard at Chelsea, great example. Players will do the tactical fouls, the trips, the clips to stop him from playing. But I'd love to know the last time a Saka, a Hazard, a Salah missed 3 months of the season because they've been absolutely rattled. It doesn't happen. They don't need protection because they're not allowed to tackle like that anymore.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not just the clumps. I mean, it could be, I don't know, a studs down the back of Achilles, or, you know, them ones where you go to clear the ball, shoot, and someone just leaves their studs there.
I know what ones you mean, but again, for me personally, and Benty, you played in an era maybe while I was growing up watching football. Those sort of tackles are part of the game for me, and I know you're not allowed to go in 2-footed anymore. I know those tackles are being like taken out the book, but them little rake down the Achilles, he's not going to. Yeah, for me that's part of the game. And these players, for being that good, they're not being punished, but it's a sign of respect, if anything.
Tommy, how old are you?
I'm 32 years young.
All right. I'm just thinking of when you were a kid. Was Benty playing?
He was at Ipswich, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Banging goals before he moved to Charlton, I think.
Tommy, I knew that. I just wanted him to feel old this afternoon.
I'm a football stathead. I could keep going.
Tommy, always a pleasure. Make sure you phone back when we talk about Poch.
Lovely. Cheers, guys. Have a good evening.
Thanks, Tommy. You too. We'll take more calls on that in just a moment. 03717 223344.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.